It is my pleasure to bring to you again more foods about the East Side, St. Paul, Minneapolis, neighborhood surrounding areas. So thank you for again tuning in to us. And let's get right to it. So, as always, the first thing that I want to talk about is, places that I've been to the past week. So, of course, the first place is Cask and Crew. And this was a place that I got invited to just on a brunch. And realizing that this is not on the east side, still, I thought it was interesting to bring out specifically because they offer a date night on Wednesdays. So this would be a perfect opportunity for gentlemen out there, if you have a lady that you'd like to take on a date night. I'll talk about it a little bit more in detail, but keep in mind Cask and Crew. Cask and Crew, they're located in Excelsior, and a little bit of a drive, understand, but the food was spectacular. They're located at 5185 Midville Street. That's in Greenwood, Minnesota, 55331. Again, Cast and Crew. And Cast and Crew is spelled Cast and CRU. So it's a very unique name, but there's a reason for that because this place, very unique venue. There's a theater. It's really a theater that offers restaurant eating as well. So the theater is called Old Lodge Theater, or Old Log. My fault. Old Log Theater. So that kind of gives you an idea of what type of place this is. And in doing so, or in knowing that, you can kind of understand that the food that's being offered there is geared toward having an enjoyable time at the venue and then going into the theater and seeing a show. And they offer a number of different shows and so forth there, but for this, it's perfect opportunity to enjoy some really great food. They're open for lunch before every show or matinee. They serve American cuisine, and for them it's quite interesting because they have seasonal ingredients. They cook with seasonal ingredients from their gardens that are on site of their property. So that's what makes it very, very unique. The food is really elegant. It's sophisticated. Even on a Sunday, going there for brunch, you could definitely appreciate this. The artistry of the chefs or the cooks that are preparing the meal for you. The staff is awesome. So shout out to the staff there at Cask and Crew. We went there early in the morning. I mean, brunch starts at 10 o'clock. We were there at 10:01. So that gives you an idea of, from the get-go, they were ready to serve the public and continuing forward throughout the rest of the day. But they were, as I said, they were very friendly. They were very helpful. So I appreciated that. And definitely the friends that were there with me, they appreciated being there. A little bit more about that in just a moment. But some of the things that they offer on the menu, and I thought it was interesting, as you could see, I point on or there were three of us and two of the friends. Um, I had gotten, they had suggested an andouille hash that they offered there. So it was andouille sausage, potatoes, an arugula salad, uh, and then also a tomato kind of vinaigrette, or confit as they refer to it as. So it really isn't a vinaigrette, but it was just something that was poured over the andouille hash. But it was really amazing, very well prepared, and again, for being so early in the morning, they were very gracious in making suggestions such as that. When my friends ordered theirs, they were, I think they were kind of hesitant. One friend knew specifically kind of what he wanted, and he ordered the breakfast beef Wellington. So if you've never seen the breakfast beef Wellington before, you should definitely go on my Facebook page and make sure that you check that out. It was, again, a delicious dish that you can have either breakfast or even for lunch. I think they're flexible when it comes to providing, I don't know, what they offer. Let me put it that way. So when we were there, we did partake in, they do offer, beverages for brunch, if you would. So they have a wide variety of different things to offer. So we had, a mimosa or so forth, but that's not the purpose of this show. It's about the food. My friend Warren, who also went along, so it was AJ and Warren. Warren had a Eggs Benedict. Now, if you're familiar with Eggs Benedict, there is normally maybe a English muffin or some type of biscuit or something that's served, and then ham, a poached egg, and hollandaise sauce. Well, their version of that was a nice bacon slice, so two bacon slices, if I'm not mistaken, and then the poached egg, along with I believe a light. There may have been a light type of sauce that was used in it, a different version of hollandaise props that they prepared. Although very, very good, I think Warren felt that we probably could have had a better type of bacon. But it's understandable. We have different tastes, and perhaps at that time it was bacon that just got a little bit overcooked, but that's okay. It was still delicious. Trust me when I tell you that it was very delicious. And they were nice about it. I'm quite sure that if he had said that he was not too happy with it, or he wanted to change something differently about it, they would have been more than happy to. They were very accommodating. So again, shout out to Cast and Crew. When you look at the price of Cast and Crew, yes, it is, I've said it already. It's in Minnetonka, so it is a bit of a drive. But again, I'm mentioning this mainly because it might be someplace special that you would like to take a date. It might even be a very, very special occasion that you'd like to share this, with another individual, your significant other. So I'm mentioning it for that, so that you would have an option. But the prices, I'm just going to bring out one or two. For instance, the dinner entree that we weren't even having dinner or breakfast, or lunch. But the dinner entree itself, I think the most expensive thing on the menu was $42. There may have been a $45 one, but I think that was wine. And again, we're talking about food. But the dinner entree, most expensive, is $42. They offer a pasta dish that I think was around the lower end, but it was pasta pomodoro. which the description of it sounded delicious. Very simple, but still, sometimes all you need is just a simple dish at a restaurant. Nothing much about it. In this case, for the pasta pomodoro. It is angel hair, heirloom tomatoes, garlic, and basil. So again, they describe it as being a place where it's something on the menu for every taste and budget. And I have to agree with that. I really do have to agree with that. So again, keep in mind it's American cuisine. It's a very nice place. And brunch for cast and crew is served from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And Monday and Tuesday they're closed, so keep that in mind. They keep that available for private events. Wednesday, as I talked about earlier, is an awesome time to have a date night. They have a date night special every Wednesday, so it changes every Wednesday. So to keep up with that special, what that special is for that particular Wednesday, make sure you check out Cast and Crew on their Facebook page, and they'll be able to tell you items that are on the menu. And again, for $20 a person, you get a 3-course meal, and you really can't beat that. So definitely, folks, check out Cast and Crew. Another place that I've gone to, which I've been to this place many times before. It was, well, not many times. I've driven past it many times. Let me rephrase that. Correct that. It is Max Fish and Chips. Now, I had tried when I first came to Minneapolis, Max Fish and Chips. And, I thought, okay, this is a really cool place. I have to remember to come back. So year after year, I'm driving by this place. I gotta stop. Well, I made the decision to stop one day after work. And I needed to. I needed something really, I know that was going to be good, and I hadn't had in quite a while. So this was definitely the place to stop. And it's in the neighborhood. It's located on Larpenteur and Hamlin. So it's not really considered Eastside St. Paul, but again, we're providing you with suggestions that are around the neighborhoods or locally that you could drive nearby and not have to travel a really long distance. So Max Fish and Chips, they are located directly on Larpenteur and Hamlin. And the food at Max Fish and Chips is amazing. I've mentioned it to others, and the first thing that they ask, well, what did you have? I know for myself, I like all kinds of fish. I don't think there's a fish that I don't like. I don't think. But I had the halibut. Nice piece of fish, flaky. The way that they prepared it, golden crust. And just the flavor it's mild, but it has a very distinct flavor that is different from other fish that they also offer, and just any fish in general. But again, you get a large portion of that. And you could, again, if you visit the Un-Bougie Foodie on my Facebook page, you'll see a number of photos that I've taken regarding the dishes that I ordered and that I had. Of course, for the money, the quantity, and that you get for the food that you get there is on point, I really have to say. And I think anyone that has been there will really understand that the fish and seafood that they just put out, it's a small building, but they really know how to make their customers feel welcome. They have a little small patio that you could sit outdoors, but on the inside, it's nice and warm. Again, as I mentioned, it's small and warm because they're cooking and doing other things as well. But this will give you that coziness, that homey feel, about Max Fish and Chips. So again, they are located on Larpenteur and Hamlin. And the direct address, I believe, is on my Facebook page as well. If not, I think I may have. I think I left it on there. Somebody tell me if I did. But awesome place to have a really good fish or chips. And at first, I never really understood about the chips before I really came to Minnesota. Chips, I'm like, okay, are these really chips? They're French fries, folks. So if you're not familiar with them, don't get confused about what Max Fish and Chips are. But I think most Minnesotans here, they know about fish and chips. There are a number of other places that I would love to go to, that I'm going to have to go to, that I've been to in the past. But for the show, I would like to showcase, and just to call out a few, sea salt. So many that know sea salt, they tell me, hey, you need to go there. That's one of the places that you should showcase. Another place is Anchor Fish and Chips, and it has a very distinct logo of an anchor. So I've been there before and really need to go back. So I think it's going to be that upcoming event that I'm planning that may involve having a guest such as you to come out and enjoy a lunch or dinner with the Un-Bougie Foodie. Now, I'll talk about that a little bit later in the show, but for right now, I want to continue on and talking about, our regular topics that we talk about. And I'm always referring to farm foods or farmers markets within your local area. Please make sure that you're going out and supporting your local farmers at the farmers markets. They put forth a lot of effort and want to bring you good quality produce and meats and eggs and cheese and dairy products. So please go out and make sure that you're doing that and supporting your local communities. Because, again, keep in mind that these are farms that are within the area or a designated area that is near to St. Paul or to Minneapolis. So they have a requirement that they cannot be distances away in bringing in those fruits and vegetables and so on. So please make sure that you are going out and supporting. I wanted to mention, as always, like I always do, the farmers markets that are available today and, of course, tomorrow. As you're familiar, perhaps, with St. Paul, St. Paul has a farmers market that's downtown, Lower Town. That's located on 5th and Wall. And if you're not familiar, if you're new to the area, or you just want to find out what currently is in season, or what you could probably still find out at the farmers market, you could always go to minnesotagrown.com and find out what the seasonal items are. But just to name off a few, they do offer fruits and vegetables, bedding plants, shrubs, herbs, definitely poultry, fish, wild rice. Again, a number of different items, for your food tastes. But they also offer crafts. So, if you're interested in doing a bit of crafting or finding out what the local artisans are doing with their crafts, definitely stop by the St. Paul Farmers Market. They do take EBT. Many of the vendors take cards. Of course, cash is widely accepted. Right now, the farmers market is ongoing until November 20th. So Saturdays, they are available from 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. Again, from Saturdays, 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then Sundays from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. So again, keep that in mind, when you want to go to the farmer's market. I know some friends just recently went to the farmer's market, and he's Italian and he likes to do his own cooking. So I appreciate he and his husband being willing to invite me over and allow me to participate in that as well. So, what? So thanks for always including me and having me participate in preparing your sauces and any other canning. Among other friends that I know as well, they are ones that have also involved me in canning process. There are friends that are in Lina Lakes, love them very much, and they showed me the process, or started to show me the process of canning. They've always given me canned items, preserves, some vegetables. Friends that are around the corner, Boo Boo and the Two Bears, yay, there you go. They love to can as well. And I would have to say that they themselves are artisans when it comes to canning. I don't get a chance to see them as often, so we need to get together, you guys, and do some canning. I would actually like to participate even more about the canning process. So, hopefully, I will see them soon. The friends that are doing the Italian cooking, Sean and Jim, shout out to you guys, Diane. They got, I want to say, I don't know how many pounds of Roma tomatoes. And for me, it's very therapeutic to be in the kitchen cooking. And it might seem like a lot of work, but when you're done completing, going through the process of peeling tomatoes, boiling them down, he has a certain technique that he does about getting the flesh out of tomatoes, and because he wants his tomato sauce to be just right, and that's understandable. I appreciate that about a cook, but then I don't have many Italian friends, and the ones that I do have here, they're showing me an authentic way to actually prepare this and have it canned. And I'm not gonna have to steal it, but he said he's gonna offer me a jar or I think it's a pint. Yeah, because he's done them in quarts recently. So I'm only one individual, so I don't need a lot of it. Anyway, I totally went off track, but I went there because they purchased a lot of tomatoes. And at the farmer's market, it gives you the opportunity to do that. You don't just have to buy a small batch. If you're going to be making salsa or whatnot, you could buy larger batches, larger poundage, if you would, and do canning. I'm only one individual, so the canning process I don't know about. I can't say that I would be able to do the canning. I mean, what am I going to do with all that food? I mean, I'm quite sure I could give it away. I could make salsa. Could definitely make salsa. I know. It's the dilemmas of being a single individual. But, sometimes being the Un-Bougie foodie and being single helps, because you're able to go to these certain areas and not have to worry about someone trying to feed the masses. You're just one person going out and enjoying food, even if it's by yourself, and being able to talk about it on a show like this, the Un-Bougie Foodie. That's what I do, folks. That's what I do. Anyway, if you want to find out more what items are in season, as I mentioned, you can go to Minnesota Grown, and they have a chart that tells you the average peak season for the fruits and vegetables that are available at the farmer's market, but not just at any farmer's market, just what is in season at any farmer's market. Again, this is minnesotagrown.com. And you could find out that information online. So definitely don't hesitate to go to them and find out, hey, you want to find out, are apples available, are eggs available, or eggplant, Brussels sprouts, so on and so forth. You could definitely find that information out on Minnesota Grown. Very helpful website, so make use of it. St. Paul Farmers Market is open today. They're open tomorrow. In St. Paul has another farmers market as well that's open or available on Saturday. This one, it's at the corner of Stryker and George Street. And the description of the farmers market, as with any farmers market, but this one, they're saying that they offer a variety of affordable, locally grown and organic fruits and vegetables, organically raised chicken and eggs, homemade hot sauces, jams, jellies, and so on and so forth. So, as I mentioned, they take a wide variety of payments for products. And they offer music and entertainment and even food demonstrations. That goes all the way till October 8th. And again, they are available on Saturdays from 8:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. So farmers markets, folks, please look out be supportive of them. Go out there and make sure that you get some vegetables. Sometimes you need to, instead of going out to a restaurant, you could stay home and cook a really attractive meal for your family. So it's not always going out to a restaurant. That's why we talk about the different variety of foods or variety of opportunities that you have for food, whether it be going to a farmer's market, cooking it yourself, going out to a restaurant, getting together with friends. I've always said food brings people together. And I'm not the person that came up with that. I'm just saying that I know for myself, as well as with my friends and with my family, just to get together and to prepare a meal, cutting up vegetables, preparing meat. It brings people together. You get to talk and laugh and enjoy each other's company. So, cooking, using the farmer's market, produce, meats, eggs, and so forth. Go out there. Cook up some food. Make sure that if you do, please contact the Un-Bougie Foodie at theunbougiefoodie@gmail.com and let me know what you did. I might be able to talk about it on the next show. You never know. You might have your recipe on the show and it would be showcased. Please make sure that, if you have questions, you can contact me on Facebook. Please look for me, the Un-Bougie Foodie. You could reach out to me by either Instagram or Twitter. Instagram is _Un-Bougie Foodie. Twitter is @Un-Bougie Foodie. So you have all these different avenues to get in contact with me. Share the food, share your knowledge, share what you know. I'm looking forward to hearing from any of my audience out there. Please make sure that you are checking out those different formats and social media. If you have questions about topics or places that I've showcased or talked about on the show, I'm more than happy to talk to you further about it. As I mentioned, in an upcoming event, I would like to offer the opportunity of some of my audience members or audience listeners, that is, to have a sit down, either a dinner or lunch with me. So more details are going to be upcoming. That will be on my Facebook page, as well as other avenues of social media that I'll detail. But it will give you an opportunity to know me a little bit better, aside from hearing me on the radio, of course. Again, WEQY 104.7 gives us the opportunity to share this knowledge or the experiences that we have going to restaurants or food places, but I also want to be engaging to the audience, listeners also. So please feel free to get in contact with me and ask questions. Look out for that information on having a dinner or lunch with me. And, again, that may turn into you also being on the radio with me as a guest host, sharing your experience, understanding that, hey, I've gone out with the Un-Bougie foodie. Let me give my opinion too about the place that we've gone to. Or if you just want to even offer some information about a new restaurant or some place that you feel that we should be visiting and bringing or showcasing on the next episode, please feel free to do so. Again, you can find me on Facebook, the Un-Bougie Foodie, definitely Twitter and Instagram. And then, of course, you can always email any type of suggestions or questions to the unbougiefoodie@gmail.com. That is, once again, the unbougiefoodie@gmail.com. On a weekly basis, it seems like I'm always giving you all some suggestions as to a Groupon. So, this segment is gonna I've been calling this "Get Your Groupon." So don't feel that it's always going to be about just restaurants that I talk about. I'm giving you an opportunity too to go out and enjoy some places and finding a great spot. So the first one that I wanted to talk about for Get Your Groupon is at Wild Boar. Wild Boar is located in the Maplewood, Oakdale area. They are located at 950 Helena Avenue North. That's Oakdale, Minnesota 55128. And the options that they have available, it says up to 45% off. And you got to keep in mind that, with Groupons, as you know, they are limited. So you have to jump on them when you can. And right now it says that it's for a limited time, and I've not been there, but I'm giving you the opportunity to experience it. And then, like I mentioned before, you could contact me and let me know, hey, this is a really great place. Why not think about showcasing it? Or even, if you'd like to indicate, hey, I'd like to, share a review or give your opinion on the place, I'm more than happy to share that with, the audience. So please, check out the Wild Boar. Their Groupon it says the options are $11 for $20 for lunch. It's valid from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. So that's a $20 value. The other option that they have available is $17 for $30 towards dinner. That's valid after 4 p.m., which is a $30 value. Their homey spot is what they said. They offer modern, classic comfort foods. And now, mind you, as their name suggests, Wild Boar, they offer a Wild Boar brats, shredded pork in Jack Daniel's sauce. So I like everything about that right there. I've not been there, so I can't say, hey, the food is awesome, but I look forward to going places like this because it is within the neighborhood or someplace that's locally accessible. So if you're interested in just having a lunch or dinner within the Maplewood or Oakdale area, check out Wild Boar. And they said that it's all about feeding your wild side. So that sounds interesting. And I'm going to have to save that. And if nobody gets there before I do, I'm going to talk about it on my next show. So make sure that you take advantage of that. I do have another one that I want to mention. It is pub food and drinks at the Hog's Breath. Okay, now I know about the Hog's Breath. The Hog's Breath is it is a bar. It is a bar, but you can actually get food there, and I've done that. I have eaten there. It was some time ago. I don't go out to a bar often, but this place was okay. It was good. The food was good, and they right now have a Groupon available for it. And as I mentioned, you got to remember, all of these are limited time. So if you miss the opportunity to get a Groupon, for, in this case, the Hog's Breath or the Wild Boar or any other Groupon, keep looking out. There are always a wide variety of different foods and restaurants that are in the local area that Groupon offers and suggests that you should go to. So don't ignore that. That's for sure. Don't ignore them. But for the Hog's Breath, the two options that they have, $19 for $30 worth of pub food and drinks. So that could be a number of different food fares, fries, appetizers, some drinks, if you would. I'd say, soft drinks, lemonade, Coke products, Sprite, 7-Up, so on and so forth. So again, even if you're not going there really to participate in alcoholic beverages, you could go there for some actual pub food that will be filling, and you'll get it at a really great price. So I mentioned that there are two options. So that first one, again, that one was for $19 for $30 worth of pub food. The other one is $39 for $60 worth of pub food. Now, that's a lot because $60 worth of food, you might as well just say, hey, myself and a bunch of friends are going to go to Hog's Breath and have a really great meal. For $40, we're going to have $60 worth of food. Come on now. I think that even if four people got together and said, here's $10 each, and you all go there and just pig out, you could really enjoy yourself. You'll have food, you'll have drinks, and the atmosphere it's pretty fun. I have not seen the lobster vending machine, but they are advertising it. And I know that there's another place that does a similar type of lobster vending. It's not anything to be worried about or concerned. They are doing it very humanely. They are not abusing any of the shellfish that are in the vending machine, if you would. So no need to worry about that. I really don't think that I could talk about a place that harms animals in that nature. I mean, just for the entertainment or show for people or for their guests. I'm not that type of foodie. Yeah, sorry. I just couldn't. But again, if you'd like to go to Hog's Breath, they are located at 2504 Rice Street. That is St. Paul, Minnesota, 55113. Again, Hog's Breath, they are located 2504 Rice Street at St. Paul, Minnesota, 55113. So that's your Groupons, folks. There's a whole bunch more Groupons out there, but we got a limited time for the Un-Bougie Foodie, and I'm trying to make sure that we cover a number of different areas so that you could get a feel of what's out there. What can I go do today? Or what can I go eat today, I should say? Or what can I plan to go eat? Well, that's what we're doing. We're trying to give you as many options as possible without inundating you with, man, there's a whole lot of information. So not to worry, but along the lines of what next or what should I do for maybe the upcoming week. Well, for this one, it's going to be the upcoming weekend. So not this weekend because we're already in it, but the upcoming weekend. I'm quite sure that everyone within the city probably has heard about ramen. You've enjoyed it in some type of form or fashion. And we're not talking about top ramen, like, or, the packaged ramen. We're actually talking about going to a restaurant or a specific restaurant that serves ramen itself. And a place that I know that I have gone to and enjoyed, Zenbox, which is on Washington Avenue near South Minneapolis. They are actually hosting, and they've hosted it. I think this is probably their fourth or fifth year possibly hosting this event. It is called Ramen Attack, Artisan edition. It's 2016 Ramen Attack, again hosted by Zenbox. That's going to be on Sunday, September 25th, 2016. It'll be from 12 to 5 p.m. And they say rain or shine. Now, rain or shine, I know last year I participated in this event. I was a volunteer and helped do setup and so forth. It's a great event. It is an awesome event. It will be located at Mill City Museum. That address is 704 South 2nd Street in Minneapolis, Minnesota, 55401. Again, that's Mill City Museum, 704 South 2nd Street in Minneapolis. And so you're probably wondering, okay, well, what really is Ramen Attack? Ramen Attack, it's one of the biggest or largest ramen events that the Midwest has. It's a festival for all ages, young, old. It really is just celebrating a combination of Japanese food and Twin Cities food culture, bringing them together. It is local as well as international celebrity chefs they're giving you a taste of the type of foods that they offer either in their restaurant or what they're coming up with for their restaurant. And street food, street snacks is what they call it. But all of them, again, I always use the word food artists because they come up with these creative ideas on how to do a specific type of dish. Now, again, being that it is called Ramen Attack, you're going to be having ramen. So there will be bowls of ramen, and I'll explain what type of food and beverages and so forth in just a moment. But again, to give you even a further idea of how this is again, these artists and chefs, they come together for a really great cause. It's a Minnesota-based nonprofit organization. You probably are familiar with it. It is the Children's Cancer Research Fund. So at this event, as a whole, they're donating the net proceeds from the food and beverages that are sold at this event to that organization. So yes, there is a fee, of course, to get in, which is $45. But again, it's with food and beverages that that $45 pays for. But again, considering that it is for a great and awesome cause, that's what is really important. But they offer a wide variety of entertainment. There are, let's see, the type of food. That's what I was going to mention is, so for that $45, you get 2 ramen tickets. So that means that you could go to 2 of the 5 ramen chefs, at their stations, and again get a bowl of ramen. You'll get a street snack ticket. That street snack, it could be anything really. Last year I was Brussels sprouts. Shredded Brussels sprouts with, I believe, bacon and cilantro, and it was drizzled in a sauce. But again, it changes year by year what these street snacks are. The same thing with ramen. So it's not the same. There's no real same ramen that's being ever served. Ramen is done in such an artistic way, an artistic fashion. There is no one chef that is going to provide you with the same ramen at another station or another booth or at another restaurant. So again, that's the reason why I call them food artists, because they come up with these very interesting but tasty type of ramen items. So again, those tickets are going to give you an opportunity to taste all those different types. But again, you have know that it's only 2 ramen tickets. Again, I got to bring that out. Even though there are 5 different chefs that are going to have stations there, you only are going to have 2 ramen tickets that you'll be able to freely get a bowl of ramen. Again, with that ticket, you'll get 2 beverage tickets. So that will be soda or any type of fountain type drinks. There will be alcoholic beverages there as well. You have to be 21 and older to get those. They'll be asking for wristbands and so on. But hey, it is an event for a wide range of ages, young, old, and I can't remember if last year, but this year they have one dessert ticket. Can't remember if that was available last year. But anyway, that is Ramen Attack. You can definitely make purchases